Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to showcase a brand new anime Roblox game that is coming out supposedly this month, as in December. This new game is called Anime Auto Chess, and you may have already seen some more popular creators like Nagblox show it off, and genuinely the game is very unique. If you guys have ever played Auto Chess, or maybe you haven't, I think you'll find a lot of joy in this game. It's something pretty new. It takes the anime tower defense formula and then puts it into a completely new genre of game, which I think is really unique. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. We're on the road to 15,000 subscribers, where I'm most likely going to do a face reveal. So if you want to be a part of that, go down, hit that sub button. It's free. But with that, let's jump into the video. Alright, here we are in game to Anime Auto Chess. Now this lobby is big, dude. There is a lot of things to look at. Basically, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna walk around and we're gonna take a nice little look at the lobby. I have not seen everything this game has to offer. I've only seen kind of things here and there. And then we will go in game and check out all there is. I was actually given literally every single unit. Now there's some units that aren't finished or aren't done, don't have their passives done, yada yada yada, but you can see we have a lot of really cool units. We have Goku, who's called Earth's Protector. He's a brawler. There is a tutorial for this game which I wasn't given, but you guys, when you start with the game, it will explain a lot of these things better than probably I will, so I'm gonna do my best to try and do that. But every character you can view and click on, and when you click on them, you can see this little gear button. When you press this, it brings you to this units details screen, where you can turn them and view them. You can change their emotes, their outfits, you can reroll their stats on the right, you can change their equipment, which there's a lot of. You can see all their stats on the left, you can see their abilities, so basically what they do to enemies, and then their passives, which this is what I'm talking about. Some of their passives just aren't ready yet, which is completely fine. Now your first thought when you saw the inventory is, where are the secrets in this game? From what it looks like, there are no major big secrets in this game. There is the secret rarity, but I believe there's only one character in the game, which if we run over here to summon, you guys can see, look at the odds, and this is the only secret in the game, so I'm assuming they want to keep them super secret. Also, legendaries are really important in this. They basically are treating legendaries like mythicals. So I think that's really unique. That's really different. Mythicals here that we see, which there are a lot of, I'm assuming these are gonna be units you have to evolve or get through special means, because they clearly weren't on the banner like we just saw. Over here we have the unit index with guts over here. You guys can see all the rewards and you can collect everything you need to. We have level milestones over here, which we have the Genshin lady. I don't even remember her name. She's like an Archon in the game, and we have our level rewards. These actually give really good rewards, guys, so leveling up in this game is going to be really important. You have your standard gold merchant over here, which you can buy chests, which just says trade your radiant emblems, aka your main currency, for medals for mysterious equipment. So if we buy 3 legendary chests, you can see they're opening up on our screen, and then boom, we got 3 equipment. So this is kind of like the equipment gacha in this game. So this is primarily, I'm assuming, how you're going to get a lot of these special mythics, relics, and things similar to that. We have the AFK world, which we have Hatsune Miku over here. We have codes. We have the leaderboard, emotes, the like and group rewards, which gives you just a bunch of currency. Advancements, which we can read about a little here. Duplicates and materials can be used to ascend your champions, which gives them even more extra buffs. Duplicates will not be necessary for some champions. Evolved champions costs will stay the same as an unevolved one. So if someone's fully evolved, I guess you don't need any of these, which is pretty interesting. So here for a normal mythic, you're going to need this. But for someone like Goku or Ninetales, who is special, you don't really need it, which is actually cool. We have your profile on the right, which you can customize. We have the achievements over here, which you guys can go ahead and claim. We have the battle pass, which, let's see who the final unit of the battle pass is. We have one at level 40 here, which is Magic Master. I can't really see who that is. And then we have power fragments at the end of the battle pass. I don't know what those do. We have something in the lobby over here called Abilities Vault. I'm not entirely sure how this works. I hope they add a tutorial for a lot of these screens, because people are going to get very lost. And there is a tutorial we said at the start of the game, but just something extra for people who maybe forgot. They just click a button and then boom, it shows what these do. But I'm assuming these are abilities just for you, not for your units. which could be interesting. We have the night market over here, which this is a market that resets, I believe, every 10 minutes or it's every hour. I'm not sure, but you guys can actually go ahead and buy medals if you need them with your gems. You can buy relics over here. So that is pretty cool. It seems also we have an obby for some reason, but that's pretty cool. We have an obby in the lobby, and then we have our, oh my gosh, I'm jumping like crazy. Before I show the play area, let's actually wait a second. That's actually pretty cool. Your emotes in this game are just like, so they're like gotcha. That's pretty cool, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I actually like that. We have manufacturer, which is over here. We're gonna check this out before we even check out story. I want to make sure that's last. We have the blacksmith, which is for crafting. Maybe this is Evo items, if I had to guess. We have potentials, which is going to be your stats for your characters. So you guys can see me rolling here, and then I rolled onto an S. We have trait rerolling, so it would not be a game like this without trait rerolling. And then we have evolution, which these are all the characters that can evolve, which is actually a lot of them, guys. We have trait rerolling, which let's take Goku and Kurama. So there's filters, which is getting worked on. We have the index for your traits. And it looks like there's 2 secret traits. There's deity, which you guys can read everything they get down here, and then blade master. So there is actually a lot of traits in this game. I'm gonna hover over them so you guys can pause your screen if you want to take a look at them. It doesn't look like there's any traits in this game that are ridiculously OP. And let's roll till we get like a secret or a mythic trait. Rerolling this game's kind of slow, so I hope, oh dang, it stops you if you roll on those. Oh wait, no, it's going faster now. What the? Why did trait rerolling just get so much faster? Yeah, but there we go. We just got our first mythic trait. It does kind of like what Anime Adventures did, where it does full animation, which is pretty cool. Bloodlust is 20 vampiric, which I'm assuming is just you have lifesteal. I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to see how you can feed your units. I think the only way is literally by feeding other characters. If that's true, that's like, I'm not a massive fan of that, but I hope there's XP items. Maybe I'm wrong. And then over here we have Galaxy Way, which is a big room that when we run into, it takes us to this really big lobby that has raids and your challenges. There's also Shunjin Wu in here. I'm assuming that's for like something special. We have raids over here, which has Hit, which is actually really cool. That's actually a really cool character. And we have your challenges over here, which has Trunks in a car. I don't know if this is fully implemented yet, but... And finally, let's take us to story. So we have infinite upstairs, and then we have story down here. We're going to make a team. So I'm going to put Goku on our team, Kurama. It doesn't tell you the prices of units without clicking on them, so we're just going to have to guess. Let's put Minato on, because he seems like a cool unit. Let's put Ace, Crimson Queen, and then Kirito. So they all have different classes, by the way. There's Mage right here. We have Support. We have Swordsman, Brawler, Guardian, Assassin, and then Musketeer. And that looks like it was all of them. So this game actually has a lot of classes. So let's go upstairs and let's do Infinite, because I think that's going to be the best way I can test out the game and see how this works. We're going to go into this act. This is the lobby screen. Start. We're going to jump into game. So here we are in game. We have your abilities, statistics, and then management. You can see that these are where the enemies are. You can click on them, see what they do. And then we have our units over here. I may have messed up because we don't have any money. So we're going to have to probably die this first wave just to get some money. Which you guys can see, we can live that. So if you guys are really short on money, hey, you can just do what I'm doing right now. You can see this is how you place your units. Every unit wants to be placed in a certain area. So we're just going to place Minato here because I have no idea where to put him. And every character has their own ability. This is basically their version of attacks. Now, they all have their own health bars like that as well. And you may be annoyed by that, be like, oh, dang, that's really annoying. But it's actually not as bad as you think. Once the wave resets, they actually get all of their health back. That is how auto chess works. So it's almost like an infinite type game mode, and you just go till you die and fail. And it looks like we're fighting our first boss, which all does their own different things. Like this guy does chakra attack. It says Crimson Queen channels her power of destruction, unleashing a burst of crimson enemy that stabilizes her foes and deals 183 ability damage. She doesn't have any passives, because like I said, some of these characters just don't have done passives yet. We're gonna go ahead and place Goku though. This is the big guy that we put a lot of investment into. You can see that traits actually give them a little different of an aura. You can also see in the bottom left that there's 1 times, 2 times, 3 times game speed. So That is a nice little addition. And we can see that we're placing all of our units. Galaxy Impact. This is what we were talking about back in the lobby. It looks like just by playing, you get this mana bar. And once you have enough mana, you can pop an ability, which basically is its own manual thing. That reminds me a lot of Anime Clash, if you guys ever played that. That game had a similar thing where there were these items that you could pop whenever you felt like it. And oh my gosh, look at this Kurama model. Guys, that is sick looking. Hold on, let's place them. That looks awesome. And you can spectate them with X, which brings your abilities back up on your screen. Cool, man. Cool. And then you can upgrade them, stuff like that. I think this game is really cool, guys. I think the only issue this game will suffer with, in my opinion, is it is a little overwhelming, I would say. Not in a bad way saying this game is awful. I actually think this game is really cool. I'm so sick of seeing so many tower defense games feel like they're copy and paste of each other because all these games are scared to try new things. So I'm really happy that a game like this has dropped because this is new. This is pretty unique. The only game, like I said, that was similar to do something like this is Anime Clash, and these aren't even the same thing because this is an auto chess game. So this is cool. The VFX look really good, and the performance as well. I haven't mentioned anything about that, but it is running very smooth right now. So if that's something you're worried about, maybe it not running on your phone or whatnot, it actually is running really good. So that's something to look forward to as well. But let me go back to the lobby and I'll show you guys a little bit of summoning. So here we are in the lobby. We're going to show off summoning as probably our last thing here. You can auto sell all these rarities, which I was experimenting earlier. When you press auto sell, dude, it literally just instantly skips your summon, which is sick. So I just made us some room. So what I was saying, when we summon, look at this. Successfully sold 10 champions, 10 champions. This is really nice. And it just keeps going until you get whatever you're looking for. We're going to turn off everything though, just so you guys can see the summon animation. And here we go. I'm guessing I didn't pull anything, but when you get a really big, say a legendary, right? It actually does do big animation. So that is pretty cool. But let me know what you guys think about this game. Are you guys going to give it a try? Last thing I also want to show right before we end this video is the game passes, because this is something I'm sure a lot of you guys are curious on. We have VIP, which gives you a 10% discount on all summons, extra AFK gems and gold, VIP, and then stacks with the VIP plus. So it's a very generic VIP. It's what you would expect. We have game speed upgrade, which gives you 3 times speed. And by the way, is very cheap. That is a super cheap 3 times speed. Love that. We have VIP plus, which is much more expensive, but does a lot better things. We have extra base luck, which is crazy. 10% discount on all summons. So that'd mark up to a 20%. 10% medals earned from stages, and then discounts for all items is crazy. And then we have Shiny Hunter, that's what you would expect. Chess piece displayed, it gives you 1 more chess piece in the lobby. See threats of other champions. I'm not entirely sure what that means or how that works. Power Scouter, which you can see the estimated battle power. This, of what I'm assuming, is just depending on the characters that your opponent has. You can see number that doesn't really mean anything, so I don't think that will really matter much. I don't think either of these will matter much because I don't think they want to make it too pay to win. And then we have your champion storage. We also have some bundles over here. We have your luck boosts over here and your currencies. So that's about everything I want to show you guys today about Anime Auto Chess. This is a really cool game coming out very soon. Like I said, it's estimated to be this month. So make sure you guys go down to the description and join their Discord server so you guys can get all the updates on it. I'm definitely going to probably make some videos on it when it drops because this is a pretty interesting game. And that wraps up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.